welcome back to my channel. It is December and it is time to share with you my design team project for G's Embellishment Emporium. Can't believe it's already December, but here we go. But what I'm going to make today is a paper garland with some hanging ornaments on it. I wanted to first showcase the supplies that come from G's store, and then the rest of the stuff is pretty much in my stash and is basic craft supplies. Now the first thing I want to show you is that he does sell the baker's twine in his store. Now this is an absolutely adorable little festive stencil template and stamp set. That's what it's called. But the top part is a Christmas tree stencil with some flourishes, and the bottom is a really good size stamp with other little sentiments with a bow and the snowflake and things like that. But you can see that it is every bit as big as my palm, so that's a very good size stamp there. Now these are some little styrofoam gingerbread men that he sells in his store, very inexpensive, and I picked up 3 of these because I have 3 grandkids and I thought it'd be cute to paint and decorate those. He doesn't sell the gold bells in his store, but he does sell the multicolor. But I was going to add some bells to my garland, but I just wanted to make sure you knew that he does sell bells, but they are the multicolor and they are the 9mm size, very inexpensive. And the rest of the stuff is pretty much just in my stash. The garland we're going to make out of some red and green cardstock. We're going to stamp the ornaments on white cardstock. I picked up just some small wire hooks, and then the rest of it is just what I'm going to embellish the ornaments with. But first we need to do is create the paper garland. Okay, the first thing I want to show you is how I made the garland. I just took the baker's twine and I measured out my fireplace, which was right at about 4 foot, and I added about an extra foot to it because I want to drape my garland a little bit. Now all I did was I cut out about 3 sheets of cardstock of red and the green. So it took, I want to say about 60 red circles and 60 green circles. And then, it all depends on the size of your fireplace, of course. Now all I did was take the string and just sandwiched it in between 2 scallop circles and just matched up the scallop. And I didn't even use some of my expensive craft glue. I just used this inexpensive glue stick and it works just fine. Let me just show you a garland I did a few years ago that's just made out of some gift wrap and some scrapbook paper. And these tend to curl up just a little bit. Now the cardstock won't curl up, but some people may like the look of the curled up circle. But it's very durable. They last for several years. And it's one of those things that I know you could buy a garland at the Dollar Tree and places like that, but this is one of a kind. And and it just makes it special that your house is decorated with one-of-a-kind things. So what I'm going to do is I just need to add a couple more circles to this string and my garland will be complete. And then I'm going to, when I finish the project, you'll see that I've hot glued jingle bells in between each scallop circle. So I want you to be aware of that. So now what I need to do is go ahead and show you how to make one of the 3 ornaments we're going to be hanging from the garland. Okay, the first one we're going to make is just this little stenciled Christmas tree, and I'm going to use the Festive Stencil template set, and I've just got some cardstock here, and I'm just going to lay my stencil on my cardstock. I've got just some green. This just happens to be some Ranger ink pad and a Ranger blender tool, and I'm just going to ink up this stencil. Okay, and I'm going to cut out the shape of the Christmas tree just by hand. Now I'm just going to take some more of my ink, blend in around the edges just to give it a little bit more green look, similar to the one. Now this one is the one I'm calling finished. Now I also have a little bit of this spray that I really can't do at my work table right here, but this is some Glimmer Mist. It's just some green, light, kind of shimmery spray that I'm going to put over the trees just to give them a little bit more detail. So I'm going to go ahead and make 3 of these little simple trees. Okay, the next ornament I want to show you I made was using this Festive Stencil set again. I used the big ornament stamp at the bottom, and as you can see, the stencil at the top cleaned up very well with a baby wipe, and I can use this over and over again for many times. Alright, so the first thing I did was just stamp out the image on some cardstock, and then I took my scissors and kind of fussy cutted it out. Now, the good thing is you know, it doesn't have to be absolutely perfect, because here's kind of my finished one. I'm going to take this red Sharpie marker and kind of go over the edges and clean it up a little bit and kind of fill in where I cut around the ornament. And then right here at the little cap of the ornament, I'm going to squeeze a little silver stickles right there. On the reindeer's antlers, squeeze a little bit of red stickles, and then with my Wink of Stella pen, Wink of Stella doesn't normally show up on a camera, so it's kind of like a brush marker that you can just paint over images, and it gives it just a little bit of sparkle. But here's the completed one. I'll put it up close to see if you can see a little shimmer on there. Antlers are red, glittery, and then the cap to my ornament. And then I'll just punch a hole in the top and kind of clean it up with the red marker. And last but not least, the third ornament I'm going to hang from my garland is some little styrofoam gingerbread men. I'm going to go ahead and paint them my gingerbread color, and then we're going to hot glue some rickrack and some Google eyes on there. And they're coat on there, and now I'm just going to glue the Google eyes and the rickrack around the feet and the legs. But I made 2 boys with bow ties, and I made 1 little girl with a hair bow, and I just pulled out some sequins to kind of give her a little girlier look, and then give the boys some gold buttons. And then I like the sequins so well, I went ahead and added some sequins to my Christmas trees. And then here are my reindeer ornaments. I'm going to go get my fireplace ready with the garland, and we will hang the ornaments on there. Friends, I haven't decorated for Christmas yet. I just happen to have a few Christmas things downstairs that I went and put on this mantle to give it a little more Christmas look to it. But here is the garland. I'm really pleased with the way it turned out. I especially love the little styrofoam gingerbread. I've never seen those in craft stores. They may carry them here in the U.S., but I know you can find them at G's Embellishment Emporium, and the link is below. I want to take this opportunity to thank Gareth so much for giving me the last 3 months to be on his design team. It took me out of my comfort zone a little bit. I just really appreciate it. It was a lot of fun using your products, seeing what I could come up with. So I want to take this time to wish you a very Merry Christmas, and I appreciate you watching. Bye-bye.